As a child, I was always fascinated by the old house on the hill. It was a grand old mansion, towering over the surrounding trees and casting a long shadow across the town. Its windows were always shuttered, and the front door was padlocked, as if its inhabitants had sealed themselves away from the world. The local children whispered that the house was haunted, and that the ghosts of its former owners still roamed its halls. One summer evening, I decided to explore the house for myself. I snuck out of my bedroom window and made my way up the winding path to the front gate. As I approached the house, I felt a sense of foreboding wash over me. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness, and I could hear my own heart beating in my ears. I pushed open the gate and made my way up the overgrown lawn to the front door. The padlock had been broken, and the door creaked open with a loud groan. I stepped inside, and my eyes widened in awe at the sight before me. The house was dark and musty, but it was still filled with beautiful antique furniture and paintings. The walls were covered in faded wallpaper, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling. I explored each room, marveling at the grandeur of the mansion. But as I made my way deeper into the house, I began to feel a sense of unease. The air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to shift and twist in the corners of my vision. I heard strange noises coming from the walls, and my heart raced with fear. Suddenly, I heard a faint whispering coming from the room ahead. I cautiously approached the door and peered inside. The room was empty, but the whispers grew louder and more urgent. I realized with a start that they were coming from the walls themselves. I backed away slowly, my heart pounding in my chest. That's when I saw it, a pair of glowing eyes staring back at me from the darkness. They were the eyes of a ghostly figure, hovering in the air before me. I tried to run, but my feet felt rooted to the spot. The figure spoke to me, its voice a faint whisper on the edge of my hearing. It told me of the house's dark past, of the terrible deeds committed within its walls. It spoke of a curse that had been placed upon the mansion, a curse that would never allow its inhabitants to rest in peace. I tried to flee, but the ghostly figure pursued me through the house, its voice growing louder and more urgent with each passing moment. I stumbled through the darkened corridors, my heart racing with fear. I knew that I was in grave danger. Finally, I burst through the front door and collapsed onto the lawn outside. The sun had risen, and the birds were singing in the trees. It was as if the horror of the night before had never happened. I never returned to the old house on the hill again, but the memory of that night has haunted me ever since. I know now that some places are better left alone, that some mysteries are better left unsolved. The old house on the hill is one of those mysteries, a place where the past and present collide in a terrifying clash of darkness and fear. We hope that scared you a little. Remember to subscribe, and check out Creepy Midnight Stories for more.